Hello, welcome to Blue Harvest Toys. We're going to be looking at the Corgi James Bond, Aston Martin DB5 and Lotus Esprit by Laurent Clausse. Laurent sent me an email when I did his Batmobile book, which I said it was in broken English and it was all over the place. Yeah, he obviously doesn't speak very much English. I didn't any disrespect. It was just my honest review of the book. I bought the book. I went and bought this afterwards, so I must have liked it enough to buy your next book. So this is the second edition. I did the video on the DB5. I said 5. There it is. There's the Corgi Batmobile. You can go look at that as well. But I've done the DB5, and I showed the differences between the the early versions, the 261, the 270 and the 271. So we'll go back into these as well. I'm not going to show the cars that I've got again. You've seen that in the last video, but I'm just going to quickly flip through the pictures in this book. And that is the original gold car. I'll say it again because when they brought it out, they didn't actually bring it out for Goldfinger, funnily enough. They brought it out for Thunderball, and they couldn't get it to look right. The silver paint on it made it look like a bare metal. So they had made the decision, because of Goldfinger, to paint it gold. Simple as that. And it's just a fantastic design, fantastic piece of design. One of the best designed toys, I think, ever. One of the best Corgi cars, and one of the best even any toy, best designed toy, because it's only that big, and you've got you've got the machine guns, you've got the ejecting seat, and you've got the bulletproof shield at the back. Now, people might think, oh well, I had one with the rotating number plate. That was later. We'll get onto that. So what you have is obviously the ejector seat pressing that button, machine guns pressing that button, and the exhaust at the back flips up. The exhaust there flips up. The bulletproof shield. The differences in the side vent, there's lots of different, but the thing is, there was only one petrol tank, which the DB5 had 2 petrol tanks, which they changed a bit later on. There's the original box, A and B type. It was in the Corgi gift set. If you can find one of those, then you're a rich man. A very rich man. I'd love one of those. So yeah, this is the later version with the tyre slashers and the rotating number plates. All the different wheels that you can get, and obviously with the tyre slashers later on. There's the inners, the different variants that you can get. So look out for those. The grills as well, you can get gold or silver. Tyres, there were rubber tyres, and you could buy a box of 1 dozen tyres to replace the tyres on your cars. Can you imagine a toy company doing that these days? So there's your cockpit, if you like, where it ejects the body. So there's the inners, and look at all the parts. Fantastic. All the parts just crammed in, and designing that to make everything work as well. Amazing. There's the later version. The axles, with wheels, axles. Yeah, they changed the axles later on, obviously, to make them go faster, and they changed the rubber tyres to plastic. From 77 to 270 changed. Yeah, if you can get that bubble box, that is brilliant to have, because that is a collector's piece, definitely. It's telling you about the different boxes now. I love these boxes as well, though. These boxes are fantastic. I remember these boxes though. This is when I got my DB5 in these boxes. Got 2 extra baddies. Yeah, that was my era of a box. All the instructions, operating instructions you got with the look at that. Look at the illustration, it's just fantastic. You don't get anything like that these days. Black or brown hair. Ready? Here you got a sticker, lapel sticker to get in. That is collector mag, model collector magazine, yeah. I think that might be the red spot wheels, I think. Yeah, red spot hubs. I actually saw one of these on eBay, but I'm very wary that they can be easily fabricated, shall we say. There's a prototype of the later version. I'd love to have a prototype of the original. So these are the adverts for Corgi. Fantastic adverts. I think this could be my first collection is James Bond cars. I used to get all the. I had Kojak, I had Tasky Hutch. I didn't have Charlie's Angels. No Charlie's Angels. But I had all these. I had all the James Bond cars. My very first collection must have been a James Bond cars. So the white interior, which we saw at the toy fair last week, very, very hard to find, and he wanted £200, which is justified. And if I'd spared £200, I would have definitely had that off him. Definitely. So yeah, these boxes I remember as well, obviously. Very in depth with the boxes, which is good. Not just the card, the box as well. And this must be coming towards the end. Yeah, 1981. Yeah, coming towards the end, and it's like the Batmobile. The Batmobile was just thrown together. I think you only got one bad guy. Oh yeah, you got there's the white interior. But he got two. But they weren't painted. I think later on the James Bond one wasn't painted. Corgi Toys, Swansea. Yeah, I'm sure later on you just got one bad guy. I'm sure. And they weren't painted, obviously. I said James Bond isn't. I think they've just painted his suit there, not his head. Yeah, the cost cutting. They just used what they had. So yeah, the gift packs. I remember seeing those, and I didn't really, because I had them separately, so it wasn't something I'd have gone after really. So the Batmobile, I had 2 Batmobiles because I wore the first one out. Now I may have had more than one Aston. I may have. I remember having the DB. Well, it's the DB6 is the Corgi Juniors one. The Corgi Juniors DB6, which came in a twin pack, which I could never understand. So yeah, there you go. James Bond's not even painted there. Not even painted. The brown baddies, black baddies, blue baddies. Ah. Then we go in further on to after Corgi, when Corgi went to from the UK over to China to be built. Yeah, made in China. Look at the quality. Yeah, you can tell the quality is going down. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, and these are like late 80s, I think. 80, yeah, 80, late 80s to 90. And to tell you what, they've never stopped making the DB5. Never stopped. The boxes might have got worse and the quality of the car might have got worse, but they've carried on making it. All these different boxes. They all look the same, but they're just like different variants. I mean, you can put in little notes in them. And there's a plan of everything. I won't go through it all because it's a bit nerdy, but that is the history. So we're going on to the Lotus now, which again was, I don't know, I think it was very close to the Aston. I think it was for one summer in 1977. That was fantastic. That was, I went to the cinema to see it. I remember taking that with me and holding that while watching the film. And this is the box. This is the iconic box. I would love that box. I've got the car, but to have that box again and having the missiles on the sprue, fantastic. Again, it's a fantastic piece of design work. And I think somebody has done a video about it being the last designed car that Corgi did. Very well designed car. Again, this is with the gift set. Second version, small periscope. I didn't know that. So yeah, it's probably the last well designed car that Corgi ever did. And there's a prototype. Again, that'd be lovely to have. So there we go. Car mode, which the wheels were underneath, which always bugged me. So it was in submarine mode for me. You got the missiles at the back. Again, it's you press the button there, and the fins flip out, and you press the button on the top, and the missiles fly out. You had machine guns at the back. It was a fantastic toy, and look at there you go. That's the inside of it. That's a cutaway of inside of it. That's just, again, that would be nice to have. No, so these the insides of it. It's just fantastic. And most of it's plastic, as opposed to the Aston being a lot metal. Again, there's the history. So going back to the DB5 from China now, and these are the later versions. As I say, they carried on. They carried on. Look at this. They carried it on. They've never stopped making the DB5. And there's all the different variants. So if you're a DB5 collector, there we go. So keep going. That's very recently. These very recently. We've seen that one. We've looked at that one from Hornby. This is from Hornby. I don't think it has the. I think that is the. Yeah. Oh no, it's not. That is a Hornby as well, because it's got the rotating number plate. So yeah, that is not. It says 261, but it's not really. You'll see in the video, if you go back to the video that I did, and I'll explain all that. But I would like this No Time to Die, the destroyed, the machine gun. I love that. So that is the new Aston as well. They've done the new Aston as well, which I wouldn't mind. It's more detailed and it's more accurate to the film. It is the same. It is the same car, but it's like these have polished it up a bit. So these are the later versions. Again, that is something else. They've not really stopped making the Lotus. So there we go. A quick look. Hopefully a quick look through the book. Lauren, if you were watching this, thank you, mate. I really appreciate you emailing me. Better book. I have read through it. More coherent than the Batmobile one. If you do ever want to do this is a second edition. If you ever want to do a second edition of the Batmobile, let me know. I'll only too happy to help. And thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. Until the next time, and toys be with you.